Welcome back to the Isabelle Wellman podcast, everyone. It is so good to have you here. Today is going to be a little bit more on the inspirational side and talking about how to make it through the energy that we are currently experiencing at this time. So I am referring to the astrology, yet I am going to hold back on the astrological jargon just so we can talk human to human. I know not everyone understands astrology and it can get a little confusing. So I will refrain and I'll do my best. So I'm going to talk a little bit slower. Yet, a big theme that we are really experiencing are these two halves of ourselves. One half is driven towards staying small, being flighty, taking the low road of not being transparent, being a little sneaky, being a little vicious, being a consumer, being ignorant to the realities of the world at a deeper philosophical level. And the other side is where we are seeking to grow into a self that we have not experienced yet. And this is very powerful if you are able to take the steps to become who you wish to be. And no one can tell you this. No one online has the answers. I do not have your answers. I have my own answers. And the way that you acquire your personal answers to what it is that your future self looks like is by giving yourself the time of day to understand who you are right now and who you want to be. As I've spoken on in the last couple podcasts, the more that you are able to differentiate the characteristics, who you are, what you're doing, and who you want to become, and what they do, and how they behave, and how they think, and how they talk, all of those points that you can separate, name, it's going to help you embody and take action on the activities that require your attention that you may not have experience giving attention to. And that is what makes this difficult. As humans, we are creatures of comfort and creatures of repetition and creatures of safety. We want to do what we've always done because we know the outcome. Knowing your outcome is the safe route. Having uncertainty, especially when it comes to our sacral chakra area, which is it's the reproductive organs. It's the bottom of the tailbone, the very end of the spine on the caboose end, and it's all about security in all of the facets that you can think of. Security, finances, the home, the family, the kids, the food, the shelter, your basic needs. So I am challenging you to find a practice that allows you to get out of your head and into your body. This was something I would tell my ski racers this past winter, was in order to do your best on this course, you have to take yourself out of your mind. You have to stop sabotaging yourself in your head in order to make slight and very minute movements in this example in order to do and create a new experience, one that is you on a higher finish spot, closer to the podium. And it's easier said than done, of course. Yet with practice and with consistency and with a training program that you would lay out like any other training program, you set up little incremental milestones that are a little bit harder to get yourself to do each day, each time you practice, yet are building up the bigger muscle, are building you up for the long game and not the short game, because that's another piece of this puzzle. Are we able to witness how majestic and divine and comically perfect everything comes to us when we allow ourselves to stop obsessing over an outcome, the unknowable outcome, the unchangeable outcome? All you can do is show up as authentic and in your heart as you possibly can, and trust that whatever you are feeling beckoned to express, say, get out to whoever else is in the situation with you, to yourself, that is the step forward. Because that's going to allow them to act as honestly as they can. And it's not your problem. It is not your fix. It is not you who is responsible for caring or catering or manipulating your initial action to what you think, what you assume this person is going to react like or what they're going to say. My example of this is when I went all in for my partner I have right now. And when I say this, I've spoken about it a couple of times. But needless to say, I had done a bunch of my very first inner work. I thought it was so great because I hadn't hit the nitty-gritty yet. I was all fucking hippie style, butterflies, rainbows, getting outside, doing all the things. And I loved it. It was great. And I needed that. And it allowed me to build my brave bone, because if you do not have, let me start over. In order to receive what you wish, you have to get clear on it. Clarity is key. Clarity is first. I wrote out a letter to my future man, the one I wanted. And I believed in it. And when I had first started to talk with this current partner of mine, I let him read. I was like, hey, I got something for you to read. This is to help us right now not waste any of each other's time. It's very respectful. I need your 100% honest answer. If one thing you cannot handle on this list, I want you to let me leave your house. We'll turn backs. You go your way, I go mine. That's how it works. I'm not here to guilt you into anything or for us to have a one-night stand. This is what I want. This is my intention. This is what I'm looking for. Here are things that you should know about me and what I am seeking in a partner. And if these do not tally your boxes, if this is not you, please God, let me know, because it really, right now from the outside, this seems like you are a compatible match for what I'm looking for. But if it's not, like, let me know. And it takes some fucking maturity to bear yourself in such a naked way, especially in our culture where no one sees anyone else naked but themselves, their children, when they're babies, and your partner. And maybe older adults if you are taking care of someone, or if you're a CNA, you take care of the old people. Well, thank you for your service. And when you just think about that by itself, wow, we are afraid of seeing each other naked, yet we all know we all have boobs, penises, vaginas, and nipples. And we all got a butthole. It's really not that bad. Yet why are we so uncomfortable? And why are we so insecure? So the low road of this time is going into insecurity and faltering from what you wish to create in what you desire. It is taking a route you've never taken before. It is trusting that by having a sense that when you follow what feels fun, what feels easy, what feels good is the true way of moving forward in this life. Once you know that, and you have any amount of experience in that, life is really magical. Life is singing in the shower at the top of your lungs because you can, because you feel safe and you love singing so much. And maybe you love the sound of your voice and you just want to belt it out. Perhaps it is going on a solo adventure into the woods for the afternoon, for a night, for a weekend, where you feel safe in your body to be in nature and take care of yourself, to survive, to protect yourself in the name of danger, to keep yourself warm, to build yourself or set up a shelter, to make yourself food over a fire. Very simple, but overwhelming if we are not used to it. So this time is all about priming yourself for where you're going. You have to get uncomfortable because you're leaving who you are right now. And by taking the steps of acting how your future self acts, you will automatically be pushing the first domino over and it will keep going and it will go and it will go as long as you stay consistent. Because we know those times the domino doesn't quite make it and it's got to wait for that gust of wind to come and push it over. But we ain't got time to wait. No matter who you are, no matter what your age, there is so much juiciness and pleasure and immense generosity around the corner and waiting for you when you line up with it. And this is by getting honest with who you are. This is about being real. This is about honing in on a sexual practice because our power is stems from the very bottom chakra, that the red chakra, the sacral chakra, the red color. And when you can harness your sexual power, you grow confident. And confidence is what you need. Self-worth, believing in yourself is what you need to be able to make these actions take place, to be brave enough to take these actions. But you got to be clear. You cannot take steps if you don't know where you're going. You're going to be walking in circles. Someone's going to ask where you went, and no one's going to know. Except for your neighbor who's like, oh, she's in the backyard. She's been walking in this weird pattern and just craziness. I can't get her to go inside her house and chill. She doesn't know where she's going. She is going crazy in her mind. He is going wild. He has no idea. He's tense. He's aggravated. He's irritable because you are not taking the time to slow down, stabilize, and understand where you might need to be flexible. So it's actually you slowing down, becoming flexible with life, becoming stable in your own way, comfortable and uncomfortable each and every day, a little bit of both, positive trajectory upward, and then the power comes, and the power's there, and the power's flowing, and it's constantly keeping yourself in this momentum as often as you possibly can, as much as you can bring your awareness to it. Whenever you're in a funk, let the funk happen and do not try to solve the problem and do not try to fix it. You receive your best answers when you're not doing jack shit. Think about it. You're in the shower. Idea. You're in the tub. Idea. You're on a hike. Idea. You are playing with the dogs. Idea. Meditating, flowing of ideas. If you're really great with energy and you receive downloads and you still your mind, holy moly, you get the answers for everything. And the more you practice, the more this will be the result. So can you be transparent, etheric, metaphysically inclined, and willing to try the more sensational paths that are before you? Following the good feeling, following a good flavor, witnessing how you feel good in your body, healthy in your body, witnessing, saying yes, and following through on a commitment you made to yourself. And can you step away from hiding, from keeping your voice repressed? Can you stop jumping without making a plan of an action so you're not stressed out? So the date is 3 months ahead of time. You have 3 months to build this out. It's not all got to be done by tomorrow. Can you take this in a sustainable stride? A marathon runner does not sprint 26 miles. It kind of feels like it these days. I think the newest marathon record is 2 hours or under 2 hours, which is amazing because it just shows that you are possible of anything. Impossible is just the word I'm possible. It is possible for you to achieve whatever it is you think about. And think about it. When you think about that person you haven't seen, and then that week they pop into your world, that's not a coincidence. And that's been happening to me all week long. I've thought about 2 different dogs that we board and house sit that I haven't seen in a year. And I just thought, oh man, I wonder how Bruce is doing, or I wonder how this family is. And then that week, hey, sorry for the last minute. Hit up. Can you watch our pup? This and that. And it is just phenomenal. So if you can get in that relaxed state of feeling good, curious, wondering what's the foundation, how can I have flexibility with life, stabilize life, and then have a powerful life, you're going to start feeling really confident and really good. And so it's taking the risk on yourself that you get to participate in new actions, little ones each day, to bring you to where you want to be. And right now is a great time to take action because we want to be seen by it. We want to invite people in. We want to love people for trying. It's a very energetic time that is playful, that is curious, that is very spiritually inclined, and is very potent. We all need this energy in our life. It is vivacious. It's volvalicious. It gets us feeling real good real quick. While not rushing ourselves, while not expecting an outcome, a certain thing to happen. So I want to leave you with the question of, what do you think about? What do you think about, and how can you be limitless in your thought? You can have whatever you want, and I'm a living example of it. I have taken a while to get to certain places, and for other things, it's been a snap of the fingers because I was simply feeling love for who I was becoming and how it made me feel that I was exposing myself to these new angles that I hadn't seen before. It's like having a photographer take pictures of you for the first time, and you get the photos back, and the ones you thought that were going to be the ones you loved, you still liked them, but it was the angles that you're not particularly familiar with. Yet, so many other people are. Isn't that wild? Because we can't see ourselves at all times of the day. Right now I can see myself because I'm in a camera, but I am being reflected back to myself backwards. My right is my left is my right. So we never truly get to see ourselves how other people see us. So why not create the best view for who we are from the inside out? We don't need to see what we physically look like. Sure, it's fun and sure, it's great. And we want to look sexy and we want to be beautiful and we want to be young. We want to be wrinkleless. We want to have plump lips. But what if you focused more on how you valued you from inside to outside? You detached from the external world and you went internal. You went, all right, how do my arms feel today? How does my belly feel? How does my head feel? How do my eyes, throat, my legs, how do they feel? And you go and do you have any symptoms? Do you have any aches, pains? Do you have any irritations? Do you have any inklings anywhere? Do you like how you feel after you eat certain food? Or do you not like how you feel? Do you feel clearer when you start with a coffee in the morning or a matcha in the morning? Do you feel better when you know you're getting close to your personal macros or and micronutrients, or do you not know and you don't have an idea of what macros are or micronutrients and you mostly eat out or you eat watching TV or a video game or being mindless in some way, shape, or form? All of these things matter and they build you up to who you're becoming. Our environment, think about your environment and what you need to do to detox it and declutter it so that your nervous system can feel good. Because that's one way of calming the nervous system is having a clean space to work in. Another is sounding or activating your throat. And that can be making random sounds. That can be singing. It can be bringing out a large bellow like, oh, it can be anything. It can be a song you're singing to yourself. It can be random noises. It can be a made up language. The louder you allow yourself to hear what is coming out of you, the freer you feel and the more connected with what's going on inside of you. If you're singing happy songs, you're probably happy and you probably feel good on a cellular level from the inside out. If you are deep, any of those noises, you're probably feeling a little anguish, a little frustration, a little tense, or anger. So check in. This is very easy when you stop making it hard. Simple is better. Going for a 1 hour walk a day can add 9 years to your life. Yet, who's out there walking for an hour every day? Actively walking can boost your testosterone, boost your mood, clears your head. You get all these ideas. You allot yourself time to move your body to think. Great for digestion. If after you eat dinner, go outside and walk around your yard, the block, go with the dog. It is phenomenal what it will do for you. Yet we try to make it harder than it is by speed walking. Like we're in the Olympics, the first day we decide to go for a 1 hour walk. And then the next day we're too tired and we justify that we went for the longest and hardest walk the day before. And that is the vicious cycle of the American culture, of the quote unquote American dream. That's not a dream. Sounds like a fucking nightmare. I don't want to hold myself in a grudge or grief or misery because I am not seeing that small steps are better than big steps taken every 5 months. Small steps every day, every other day, versus giant step every 5 months, 6 months. I think the person taking smaller steps is going to get farther, feel better, and feel more inclined to keep going because they're seeing progress more often. You have to see yourself evolve to keep going. Create that as the dopamine. Make the effort the dopamine hit. It's all about changing your perception. And that's all I want to say for today. So if you feel like you are out there and you are in a rut, it is time to switch up your life. And this can be anything from changing careers, letting a relationship go, committing to your personal relationship. It can be choosing to participate in a new activity. It can be creating a long-term business plan, not with every single step you need to take, but what you think you would like to do or need to do in order to reach that 10-year goal, 5-year goal. This is a very big time to throw away anything that has felt crunchy, grimy, that has felt toxic, that has felt lethargic, that has felt mundane, that has felt too systematic, that has felt greedy, that has felt scarce, and that has felt infertile. It's time to get fertile, my friend, in whatever way that you want to get fertile. Thank you so much for listening. That is our podcast this week. I appreciate you. Make sure that you check out the YouTube channel, Isabelle Wellman on YouTube. Make sure you sign up for the weekly newsletter, which is getting a whole facelift. It looks amazing. I'm going to be doing 2 a week, one for the weekly wellness, and one is going to be a Friday fix. So one will be more health, one is more creative, mental, inspirational. I'm really excited about it. And my Patreon for this podcast is launching on June 6th, as well as the first live meditation class I'm teaching since last year, because I gave it my best shot and then I got all in my head and egotistic. And I thought that because no one was showing up, I wasn't doing a good job, so I stopped them. And I loved them. I love guiding meditations, and it's so needed, and it's so relaxing when you have someone you know or have connected with online and they are teaching a practice like this. It is so potent. It has been the best medicine for myself, and that's why I want to share it. That's why I love guiding it. So it will be June 6th, 12 p.m. PST, noon, and it'll be a live meditation. And by becoming a part of the Patreon, it is sliding scale. So there's 3 different tiers, and it's simply 3 different prices for the same thing. I wanted it to be accessible to everyone and for whoever to choose what they feel comfortable with. And maybe that is starting at the lowest tier and then moving up as you gain value, knowledge, you work through different experiences, courses, things I share in there. I will be sharing a whole bunch of my world. I'm really focusing on the podcast, the email, and this Patreon to connect in community. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.